In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to orbit in Kerbal Space Program in no time at all. For the rocket I'm going to be using for this demonstration is this one. It's not very big because we're only going into Kerbin's low orbit, so we don't exactly need a lot of firepower for us to get into the air. But we of course need enough firepower for us even to get into the atmosphere. First of all, you guys want to use the rocket I'm using. Here are the parts I'm going to be using for it. I'm using the FLT 800 fuel tank, DR7 repeater engine, and also including the Mark 1 command. So if you guys just want to pause the video and also build this too, it's your choice. But anyways, let's get into the launch pad. Once we get up in the air, maybe about 100 meters off the surface, start tilting your ship to the right slowly, like 91 degrees I should say. As we go higher and higher, we want to turn more and more. So in order for us to have a circular orbit trajectory before leave Earth's atmosphere. So also, if you guys also want to figure out where your Apoapsis is or your altitude, just click on this maneuver mode right here on the bottom left corner. Check on the Apoapsis. If you hover your mouse over it, it should say altitude with it. That is basically the altitude of how high you are and all that. Since we're going up a lot, it's actually going up by 20, so we got to go up much higher, which is working. As once we pass 35,000 meters, we got to turn our ships more and more to the right, around maybe 90 degrees out. And once you guys do that even more, just continue tilting your ship to the right, about 90 degrees again, like fully tilt your ship right. Once you guys see the borderline between the blue and the orange side of the vector or the circle, stop there. Once I think we're good to go, we're at 60,000 kilometers, stop burning the shut down your engines, and then go to the toggle map, check your Apoapsis. It's exact perfect. So we gotta click on maneuver node, hold the prograde button, which is right here, and drag it to the right. Once we do that, we want to use the quick button here next to the RCS. Click on the prograde that you used, and the ship is going to be automatically aimed wherever the prograde is. And you guys want to do now is just continue burning your ship. Start your engines again and start burning it. I'm going to be doing is going to be cutting out this here, so because it makes it more clean. That's also a key thing as well. We want almost like a half circular orbit around it. We don't want a triangle orbit, almost like a bubble. We want like a bubble shape around it. We want to be a couple meters behind the Apoapsis. We don't want to be ahead of it because if we're not ahead of it, we're not gonna have enough time to get into enough time to do our burns and maneuvers. And we are about to be reaching that point on. I think we're going to be good to go. Let me just warp here a little bit more here. You guys can also do this too to also help you get a better chance at getting a proper orbit. Warp in different directions. Well, you can only warp forward. So if you guys are ahead of the Apoapsis or in front of it, you're kind of screwed here. But if you guys are behind, you guys can change it up a little bit. So you guys are a couple meters maybe behind it. I want to give it to you guys. I still have a pretty good amount of fuel still. It's not that much. And there you go. We're perfect. Now all we gotta do now is just continue our burning. And stop there. So once you guys see the Apoapsis almost swap places or rotate, that means that it means that the orbit is perfect. You're in a stable orbit around it, around whatever planet you're in now. And keep in mind also, if you guys also want to achieve a perfect orbit around any planet, ensure that the Apoapsis are both exactly as close the same as possible. For me here, I have 128,987 meters and 70,170 meters. It's not exactly 30 or 40 off, so it's not exactly the best, not exactly a circular orbit there is. It is a stable orbit around the planet. If you guys are trying to achieve perfection here, you guys have to take into consideration is the Apoapsis of both sides here. If they swap, stop your burn instantly. I think now I just brought you guys up into a stable orbit around a Kerbin. It's not exactly the most perfect orbit there is, but as time goes on, you guys will get used to this and you guys will understand on how more of this will work. You'll get used to it every now and then. It's like a feel, I should say. For this little guide, I should say, like the video, because it tells me that you guys like these types of guides for beginners. If you guys also want to see another video on this game, beginner's guide on how to get to moon, which is the mun here, be sure to comment that down below if you guys want that. That's all for this guide, like I said, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.